Two things that I took away from that. I read something from Bob Iger where he was talking about how at one point, Spielberg, George Lucas, and I think it was Tarantino, they would show each other their movies before it went anywhere. So they'd sit in this tiny little theater or whatever. And of course, all of those people are, icons. And it's unbelievable because you think they were so confident in who they were and what their style was. I mean, a Spielberg movie doesn't look like a Lucas movie, and a Lucas movie doesn't look like a Tarantino movie. They were so confident in who they were and what they brought to the table that they could even show their best work.
I trust your level of understanding, opinion, and story in the highest regard, that even though we don't share the same love for genre material, whatever you want to call it, right? Like whether it's sci-fi to drama to action, like these are all, like you said, different people. I trust that you'll be able to watch my project, tell me if my characters are easy to track, and if you care. I also feel that in the space of solution, you're not going to throw things at me that are not doable. You're going to know the context of what I have that I'm working with, what's left on the cutting room floor, what I can possibly do to do reshoots. That's confidence. That's also a strong relationship and a friendship that along the journey of success, as we've all gotten to the top of this mountain, we understand that your stance on your mountain has nothing to do with mine.
They take some breaths, they get back in, they connect to the energy of their future. This is incidental compared to where they're going. So they don't fall from grace. They don't allow their energy to drop. And so, yeah, in the beginning, it takes a lot because it takes a lot of energy and awareness to stay conscious and not go unconscious. But if you're persistent and you're determined and you're sincere, you begin to figure it out. You begin to say, I am not going to give my power away to that person or that circumstance when I can use it to heal or to create a new future. And so people then won't excuse themselves and say, I had a hard day yesterday, I had a fight with my coworker or my ex, and I don't feel like doing the work. Well, that's the time to get back on the horse.
Yeah.
Because it's all of those times that we self-correct. Those are the most valuable moments to us. People who have had profoundly transcendental experiences where we say, got lit up, they connected, and their brain goes into very, very high coherent states and super gamma patterns that are way outside of normal, and they have a transcendental download or connection that's mystical.
And when I learned about the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, I was like almost out of my seat. And I've been in the neuroscience game since I was 20. We're the same age. And I was so pumped because I've heard of the amygdala, fear, prefrontal cortex, it's planning and action. I could tell you every brain area and I teach neuroanatomy to medical students, but when I started seeing the data on the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, I was like, whoa, this is interesting. Yeah. And all the data point to the fact that we can build this area up, but that as quickly as we build it up, if we don't continue to invest in things that are hard for us, that we don't want to do, that's the part that feels so Gauguin-esque to me, that we don't want to do. Like if you love the ice bath, yeah, I love the ice bath, and you go from 1 minute to 10 minutes, guess what? Your anterior mid-cingulate cortex did not grow. But if you hate the cold water, if you're afraid of drowning and you get into water and put your head under, then your anterior mid and survive, then the anterior mid-cingulate cortex gets bigger. But if you don't do it the next day, or if you do it the next day and you enjoy it, because hey, I did it yesterday, woohoo. Happy me, Merry Christmas.
So the philosophy that I'm going about is, are you talking it into existence? Are you, what's the word, manifesting it?
Of course you are.
So I don't understand why people, they go to a therapist or they go to medication, but they won't fix their fucking mouth first.
It's so interesting you say this, because when I say depression isn't real and it's situational and you have to change your situation to feel better, people often come back to me and say, well, what about celebrities? Because celebrities live perfect lives and they kill themselves. And I argue that with the exact point you made, because a celebrity sits there, Robin Williams, I'm depressed. And instead of people sitting down with them and saying, Robin, listen,
Shut the fuck up.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're as famous as you can get. You live the most privileged life you can live. You can have a 19-year-old girlfriend tomorrow. Let's find out what's making you sad. Let's go on safari. Let's see some
Or
tigers.
get rid of the shit that's making you depressed.
Completely.
There's no attack towards making progress. There's just trying to take the easy way out.
That's
One,
right.
labeling myself.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. I can't do it today. I have anxiety or I have depression. Now, mind you, there might be some people out there that actually wake up and they have a lot of things on them. I think you need to find God.
Oh, absolutely.
That's it. Because if you had a God, you would know that you could cast your anxieties and depression on him. Now, having faith is a big thing for me.
I mean, if you think that your thoughts have something to do with your future, just from a theoretical standpoint, that your thoughts create your destiny, and you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before, well, then your life isn't going to change very much as long as you're thinking the same way. And those same thoughts lead to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors create the exact same experiences, and we anticipate the same feelings or emotions from those experiences, and those emotions are the payoff that drive our very same thoughts. Well, our biology, our neurocircuitry, our neurochemistry, our hormones, and even our gene expression will be equal to how we think, how we act, and how we feel. And how we think, how we act, and how we feel is called our personality. And our personality creates our personal reality. That's it. So the present personality who's listening to this show has created the present personal reality called their life.
I gotta know, how the fuck are you fluent in Mandarin?
So fluent is a stretch.
Okay.
I'm better than I was yesterday. And I've been taking Mandarin for 10 to 12 years now. And the how of that is WWE. WWE did not have to do this, and they offer all talent. You qualify for this as well. They will assist in paying for your secondary education, and they will give you a free language program.
Are you serious?
You can learn it just like I can.
I am gonna learn Spanish.
And when they debuted all these things, I'm the old crusty veteran sitting at the front of the talent meeting with everybody, and I'm like, these kids don't know how good they got it. They can get a college education and learn a language. I got to turn up and say that. No, I'm not going to turn around and tell them to do anything. I'm going to do it. So on my time off, I took advantage of the program, had a tutor come to the house, and just started from there.
That is unbelievable.
No, it's very believable. They offered it for free.
I'm gonna take him up on that.
I thought it was a good opportunity to learn. And at that point, I had heard the two toughest things to do as you age were learn a language and play an instrument. It was learning remedial Mandarin that inspired me to try to learn an instrument.
The second you create the other voice, there's conflict. There's battles, there's wars, there's defeat. One thing I learned, and I taught myself this, and people go, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm gonna try to break it down real quick. I didn't teach myself victory first. I taught myself failure. I taught myself how to fail. And people are like, that's so depressing, is it? When you're 300 pounds and you can't read and write and you're fucked up, you know how many times you're gonna fucking fail on that process? So if you don't know how to fail, there is no victory. I never talked about winning because I knew the path to winning was to be years of failing first. So I taught myself how to fail properly. No one teaches you how to fucking fail. But if you're going out for insurmountable fucking odds that make absolutely no fucking sense, a black kid that can't swim, 300 pounds gonna be a Navy SEAL. Okay. You better teach yourself how to fail first. Because if you sit in failure for too long, you will never come out of it.
We got a shot at generational wealth. We got a shot at changing the quote unquote trajectory within our culture of opportunity. We got a shot to make this normal. Once again, I'm looking past me. I'm looking at the bigger piece to the plan. My kids got a bigger shot at breaking ground and making this normal Because other kids that look like us, that came from where we come from and that grew up how I grew up, will now have a different level of association for what can be achieved. If it's based off of what I was able to do, I'm igniting a different level of thought, a different level of want, a different level of motivation and inspiration. I'm inspiring at a different level.
Absolutely.
When I get there and at the last second I miss it and I fall, I got there.
Yeah.
I got there, and all that does is show them that they can get there. They're not gonna miss.
And they can go further.
They can go further. They're not gonna miss.
Yeah.
They're equipped with too much of the weapons. I've equipped you along the way with so much, so you're prepared for all this war that's coming up here. You're not gonna miss. Dad might miss, Dad might fall. You're not.
I love that.
And the kids coming up from under them, they're not gonna miss.
Trainwreck was my first step to being vulnerable. And then you can fast forward to Peacemaker, where it is literally what I believe James Gunn's interpretation of me, kind of. And there are spots in there where it's funny, but there are also some spots in there where I'm giving you all of myself, unabashedly so. And that comes from his coaching, but it also comes from, one, me not taking myself too serious, and two, me being okay being vulnerable on screen, those are two tough things.
James Gunn is excellent.
He's great.
He's
and a wonderful dude.
Really? So that's always nice to hear. I wanted to ask, do you think that your role in the Barbie movie alongside Dua Lipa and Margot Robbie is one of your most significant acting roles ever?
That was another great situation of opportunity knocking and answering the door. I wanted to be in that movie so bad.
No way.
And we were filming Fast 10 right in the lot next door. And I love the Fast and Furious family. I'm grateful for every minute that I get to spend with that crew. They're just an awesome bunch. But boy, did I want to be in Barbie.
It's giving me something to think about. It's certainly true. But that's why I'm gearing up for war so heavily, because this war, when people ask me why I don't try and avoid it in the two ways we just described, I don't think most people understand that this war is coming for everyone. It can't be avoided. You're either going to become someone like me who's fighting against it, the counterculture, or you're going to buy into it and be a victim of it. I don't think any man who wakes up and accepts the garbage that the Matrix tells them, that yeah, it's okay to be depressed, like we just talked about. Yeah, you should be running around doing perkies and Adderall and consuming porn and sleeping with a bunch of hoes, and yeah, go to school and get an education and get in debt, and then go get a mortgage and get in debt, and then 9 to 5 and just slave away, and you'll be retired when you're 74, it's gonna be fine. All the things they push, all the standardized mechanisms that a man's supposed to live his life by, I believe lead to crippling depression and sadness anyway. I don't think that makes anyone happy. So this war is twofold. You can either fight against the system and be its enemy like I am, or you can accept the system, and then you're gonna be fighting against yourself in your head, because now you're your own enemy, because you listen to the system and you hate yourself and you hate your life. Yeah. So what do you want to do? If you can't avoid fighting, do you want to turn on yourself or do you want to turn on your enemy? Every single part of me is on my team. My mind, my hands, my feet, everything, my teeth, you name it. If it goes to war, I've got every single weapon at my disposal.
It's been said that when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change, then we will change.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
How bad does it have to get?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, why is it that we get so attached to that old self? Like, what is it about it? Is it security? Is it safety? Is it familiarity, as you said? What is that keeps us so attached and so focused on something that we don't even like that much?
I think we've been hypnotized and conditioned into becoming materialists. I think that we define reality with our senses, and I think that is one of the biggest illusions. So the fundamental question is, can you believe in a future that you can't see or experience with your senses yet, but you've thought about enough times in your mind that your brain has literally changed to look like the event has already occurred? Now, the latest research in plasticity says that's absolutely possible. And can you select a new possibility in the quantum field and begin to emotionally embrace that future every single day to such a degree that your body, as the unconscious mind, the objective mind, does not know the difference between the experience in your life that's creating the emotion and the emotion that you're fabricating by thought alone, to the degree that you begin to signal new genes and new ways to change your body to look like the experience has already happened. Now, The latest research in epigenetics says it's absolutely possible. Now think about this. Every day, installing the circuitry, every day conditioning the body into the emotion of the future, that your body begins to change to look like it's already happened.
My current purpose is about embracing the world of we and making the we bigger than the idea of me.
So yeah, I love that.
And that's for anybody in the position of, you know, whatever your version of star or success is. It's embracing the world of we, making other people feel like they can, creating opportunities, you know, changing the economy by broadening your businesses and more jobs, more opportunities, etc. We, right? More, rather, how do we have more success, more wins?
Question number 4, what's something you used to value that you don't value anymore?
The world of approval that you can't control. I can't control what the world thinks or what people thinks, and I thought that I could. I thought that I could do everything to show you that I'm a good guy, nice guy, trying to do that because that's naturally what you are, who you are, and you want people to know that. But you can't control that. Like,
Yeah, you can't control.
one thing that I do not need is the idea or understanding that everybody loves you.
Yeah.
I don't need that. And once upon a time, I thought that I did. There was a fear of what people don't like me. And that's not the case anymore.
I find men who search to feel proud of themselves. I want people to be proud of me, and I want to be proud of myself, and I want to be respected. They often delay happiness. They often go through very difficult things and build things which are beautiful or build things which are difficult to do. They often go to the other side of fear to feel that pride. I did it. I faced my fear. I did it.
Yeah.
So I think as a man searching for pride or searching to feel proud is a pretty positive mindset for masculine achievement. I understand what you're saying from the biblical sense. I actually understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I just say if you were to take a man and say, how would you make your parents, your girlfriend, and yourself proud of you?
I agree. I
think
just
they'll
don't want
make
it to be
very
the
good
driving
decisions.
vehicle. And that's the only thing I care about. I just don't want it to be the driving vehicle, right?
And then I have to sit here and analyze myself. Is pride the driving vehicle for me? Like, why do I even
100%
Why
is.
do I even do what I do? Like, do I feel proud of myself when I awaken people to how the matrix works? Well, yes. But is that because I believe I'm helping them, or do I just feel happy in and of myself? Why do I own all the things I own? Why do I want all the things I want? And it's very interesting you asked a question earlier before we go down this point when you said, has money made me happier or made me more anxious? And the answer to that is both. I think that you're certainly anxious when you have an empire because you understand how difficult it is to maintain.
They say perspective is reality.
Was she nice at least?
I don't know. What did you hear?
I heard she was nice.
Okay, I heard that same thing. So we can agree on that she was nice.
I did actually hear multiple times you roaming around London, particularly like a couple coffee shops. Do you have a place in London?
A few, but I can't announce them because
No,
they will no longer be my place.
Yeah. No,
But then there will be more videos of people harassing you, which are our favorite videos.
which is
They're not.
okay.
They're not.
No, that's okay.
Don't harass John Cena, please.
By the way, that's totally okay. I am big on hard work, loyalty, and respect, and also accountability.
John, they're our favorite videos because of how you react to these people.
I appreciate that.
It is so. It just embodies so much class. Some of these people are. I'll leave it out, but they don't know how to approach the situations in the right way. We'll say it like that.
No,
and the way that you respond is very admirable.
Man, it's tough when you get
Trolls.
No, it's when you get emotional about something. It's tough to make sense of it all. And I'm not at all perfect, but again, try to be who you say you are. So I also try to have more empathy now every day, and I understand, hey, if this video makes it, I'm on easy street.